Yes, we're very bullish. We anticipate that new vehicle sales this year will be 15.5 million, actually registrations, and 16 million next year, and going above 16 after that. So we're very bullish. There's a lot of positive drivers. Low interest rates, pent-up demand, a lot of product activity, equities going up, etc. There are a couple of risks. One is interest rates at some point are going to go up. That will affect the industry. Another one is the Middle East is unsettled. If there were to be some type of military action in the Middle East that were to disrupt oil, you'd see an immediate effect on the industry. Beyond that, well, at some point the industry is going to begin to go down anyway just because of the cyclical nature of the industry. I mean, once it goes up to the low 16s, 16.2, 16.3, 16.4 in 2017, 2018 time period, it's going to go down after that. It's not going to go down to where it was in 2009, but it will decline just because it's the cyclical nature of the industry. But right now, we're very bullish. We're in the middle of an upturn. We've had 3 year-over-year double-digit increases in a row. This year, sales will be up about 8.5%. It's a great time for the industry. We're going to hit, as I said, we're going to hit 16 million next year.
Which automaker, domestic automaker, seems to be best poised financially right now?
Financially, of the three companies, frankly, none of them is in terrific situation. None of them is the way any of them were before the recession. However, I would say probably if I had to pick one that was the best of the three, I would pick Ford. And Ford is now investment grade with their credit rating. And their balance sheet has improved, and their operations have improved, their sales have improved. GM is still, as we all know, partially owned by the government. Chrysler is much more complicated because its relationship with Fiat and with the VIBA, with the union. So I would say of the three, Ford is financially in the best situation, but they are not where they need to be. They still, their balance sheet is not as healthy as it was 15 years ago.
Mm-hmm. One of the big issues this morning has been the youth buyer. It seemed to go in the face of what we had thought, that it's a very troubled area. But we heard this morning that maybe it's not as bad as we thought.
Well, there is a data that shows that the young buyer, age 18 to 34, as a percent of all buyers, has steadily been going down for the last 5 years. So that has generated a theory that young buyers, young Americans, have lost interest in cars, and that they're really just interested in smartphones and iPads and digital technology and just using their keypad. However, there is data that shows that this portion of the buying public is in a worse economic situation than that portion was 10 years ago. More of them don't have jobs. They have greater debt from college and universities, and a higher percentage live with their parents. And so there is a theory that this is a unique situation, and when the economy continues to improve, that segment of the population will improve and then will come back into the market. And so there's two different schools of thought on this. I personally am sort of split, but there's strong evidence that shows that this group is uniquely sort of depressed financially. And so if that's the case, then we could see them come back. I'm also an eternal optimist, and I do believe that there is an ongoing interest in the automobile in the United States.
You mentioned before the interest rates. How soon do you think those are going to start moving up?
Not in the very near future. The Fed has actually promised to keep them low until the unemployment rate reaches 6.5%, and right now the unemployment rate is 7.4%. So for the next several months at least, probably 12 months at least, the Fed will keep interest rates low. After that, it's hard to say, but for the near term, they will remain very low, which is terrific. Not only because they're low, but also because manufacturers and dealers know that they will be low. So if they have incentive programs that are based on low interest rates, they're not running a risk of having to stop those programs or losing money because rates go back up. They know the rates will be low for the foreseeable future.
Very good.